Good evening and thanks for joining us. Carly, huge day for a lot of those community organizations that are getting some big bucks.
Talk about big bucks. Over $200,000. Who would have thought? It seems like, it was just the other day that we were out there, teeing it up, having a good time with the celebrities, and now the community gets to reap the benefits.
Good stuff. We look forward to that in sports. And Peter, great day out there again today. So.
Yes, it was, but we did have those wins to contend with, and we will for the beginning of the evening as we head into the overnight hours. We're currently sitting in the Lloydminster region at 21 degrees with those winds gusting up to 48 kilometers per hour from the northwest, keeping our temperatures down to 21 degrees right now. In the Lakeland region, mostly sunny skies and 19. And for the Battleford, it's 23 degrees with winds across all areas. We'll tell you how long those winds will last and your weekend forecast in just a few minutes.
Believe it or not, kids go back to school next week. Not only does that mean summer vacation will be over, it also signifies the return of 30-kilometer speed zones around schoolyards. Robert Buffam has more.
Candace Guthrow's 2.5-year-old daughter Navia loves playing at this playground across the street from her house. She treats it like her own backyard and goes there all the time. But Candace worries about an accident waiting to happen.
Every time you hear a car speed by, if your child's not within your sight, you're looking right away to make sure that they're okay. You just never know what could happen.
She says some drivers forget about or ignore the 30-kilometer speed limit near playgrounds.
You never know when someone might come along that's going too fast. They forget that there's children in the area.
The issue of speeding drivers around children will be especially relevant in a few days. Although this schoolyard is empty now, with classes back next week, it'll be buzzing with kids. Something the police are anxious to remind the public about.
It's time for all of us to kickstart ourselves into remembering that school zones are in effect and our youngsters are out there.
Walker also says children need to obey pedestrian rules.
The youngsters have not had the discipline from their parents and their teachers to look twice before they cross the streets and the roads.
And he warns police are going to be taking enforcement seriously.
We are going to be extremely diligent in enforcing these speed zones, and it's because of our kids.
Once school's back in session, the 30-kilometer speed limit will be enforced at 3 times during the day. In the morning from 8 to 9:30, at lunch from 11 to 1:30, and in the afternoon from 3 o'clock until 4:30. Robert Buffam, Newcap News.
A&W restaurants across the country were buzzing even more than usual today. The popular fast food chain teamed up with the Canadian MS Society for a fundraising campaign that's making a difference, one burger at a time. Cruising for a Cause is back for round 3, and there's never been a better excuse to eat a teen burger.
It's busy. We've been here since 11 and it's been pretty steady since 11 o'clock, so it's really awesome that everybody's coming out to support this. It really means a lot to us.
This A&W was buzzing with people, which is a good sign because $1 from every teen burger sold will be donated to support the Canadian MS Society.
People have been great. Like, people have come in and buy a license plate. This one guy came in and I said, oh, did you buy a teen burger? He's like, oh, nope. Goes back up to the counter, buys another burger just to support it. So it's been great to see the local support.
Bobbie Nunweiler was diagnosed with MS at the young age of 17. Fundraising efforts like this one give her a positive outlook for the future.
It brings out a huge hope. I mean, I'm fairly young to have MS, and I mean, it'd be nice by the time I'm 20, for there to be a cure, or even just open the hope for a cure for anybody. So it's nice.
Without fundraising campaigns like this one, it would be difficult for the MS Society to keep their doors open.
It's huge for us. It just gives us such an opportunity to offer programs for people and support people, and the money goes into research and just being there for those people who are dealing with this.
Last year, Cruising for a Cause managed to raise $720,000 nationwide. This time around, they're hoping for $1 million. Although the heat has been welcome this summer, it has created cooling issues on the ice surface at Servus Sports Center. The city is asking patrons of the facility to be patient while they continue to work on the problem and find a permanent solution. Kathy Lee has an update on when people can expect to be back on the ice.
Earlier this week, it was coach Brian Curran and his hockey school who were shafted because of ice surface issues.
We missed our first day, and that's a tough thing when you got a bunch of kids coming from everywhere.
Although unhappy about resorting to a backup plan for 100 of his students, The colonel was understanding.
These things are going to happen, but I think what you learn from it is that keeps them aware of what the problems really are.
The problem lies in the cooling system that's supposed to freeze the glycol coils under the ice.
What's happening is that glycol that's flowing through the tubing is not getting to the right temperature. It's staying too warm. So when the water goes on top of the concrete, we don't get a freezing.
It's been an issue since the inception of the facility 5 years ago, and Coleman says they're getting engineers to come in for an assessment.
And then obviously those numbers have to go in front of council, and council will have to approve the expenditures.
Coleman predicts a solid fix may not happen until next spring, but for now the good news is they're starting to build ice on one of the rinks.
Tomorrow we should be putting lines on the surfaces as well as logos, which means that this weekend and into early next week we'll be doing hose flooding. Zamboni should be on the surface Tuesday, Wednesday.
And while Coach Curran may not need to use the facility anytime soon, he has no doubt the city will eventually find a solution.
They know what they have to do. I'm not the genius that's going to tell them what to do. It's not recreating the wheel here. You have something that's broken down, it has to be addressed, and the financial funds have to be found to get it. And I think the city will find what they need.
To keep the arena cool, insulation has been put on the outside of the boards, and this black cloth hung on the windows to keep the sun out. Right now, this ice behind me can be used by groups who've pre-booked except for public skating. If everything goes according to plan, both arenas should be running by Wednesday of next week. Kathy Lee, Newcap News.